part two of what women want. This does not apply to women here in Brazil, but it applies to any country in the world. And since I'm American, I'm going to give you the example of you have two American guys that come here to Salvador Bahia, and they both go to this beach right here towards my right hand side. And one guy is tall and fit, in shape, maybe a six pack, and the other guy is short and fat. Who do you really think is going to attract more women? It's the guy that's most fit. And I can flip that. You can have a guy that's short but in shape with a six pack. The next guy is very tall but with breasts and a stomach. Who do you really think is going to attract more women? Be for real. Like I mentioned in part one, the physical is not everything. But when you combine the physical with the next two things also mentioned in part one, which was having some type of communication skills plus some type of charisma, whoever that guy is most likely having no problems getting a Brazilian woman, American woman, and whatever type of woman in any other country they choose to go in. Not to say a man that does not possess all three cannot get a woman, because that would be incorrect. But I'm just highlighting just to get fit. That's it. It not only makes you look better, but also feel better, because there's a large proportion of Americans, especially Americans, that are out of shape or have no shape. What I mean by having no shape is a grown man with little broomstick legs and the body of a little boy. That was once me until I changed. Whoever is more visually appealing has a step up and the potential of winning or getting what they actually want without tricking off their money. It does not matter your age, your height, or your race, especially here in Brazil, because most visitors here can't speak fluently Brazilian Portuguese. And not just in Brazil, but the whole continent of South America, most people you're going to run into, they do not speak English. And it's sad because South America and North America, we're connected and we all share the same thing in common, the alphabet system, A through Z, just different pronunciation, but they still do not know English. Compared to other continents, if you go to Asia or Africa, it's a high chance, most likely, everybody you run into, they speak English. And their alphabet system is totally different. It's very tonal, but they speak English. The big problem, I hate to say, especially in the US, is the US is the most competitive country in the world. And some guys can't compete, and that's okay. But there's ways to stand out. But you have most people, especially Americans, we're lazy. We want the easy way out or the easiest way out. So stop being lazy and get your health and fitness in check. And it goes in that order, health and fitness. Because you can go to the gym 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you don't have the health aspect of it down, it means nada. It means nothing, because health comes first. You have to know what vitamins and minerals you're low in, what to eat, what not to eat, what are the best times to eat, knowing about supplementation. These things are more important than the fitness aspect. So once you get the health part of it, then get into fitness, combine the two, then you'll feel better. But it's best to start early, because once you get in your 30s, 40s, and beyond, your biological clock is different, so things might take a little bit longer to accomplish. So you got to start early. You know, I started when I was 18, haven't stopped since. So get your health and fitness in check. Now, you will find guys that are not fit, but they still have those communication skills, charisma, maybe know another language, and ladies find that appealing. You will find some ladies that they like big, out of shape guys. For example, remember the rapper Biggie Smalls, Biggie? He could dress, he had charisma, and later in life he had what? Fame. But you could tell he had ladies before the fame. But my example of being fit is that I think at the time, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or fiance, but Faith, she found someone she really physically liked, which was who? Tupac. She cheated on Biggie with somebody she really liked physically, which was Tupac. So that's all I'm saying. Again, get your health and fitness in check. It's that easy. There was a video that I saw of LL Cool J, and what I was thinking is something he summed up less than 10 minutes.
Reality is, when you buy your way in and you become a provider and you just become like you represent provision, that's not the same as being sexually stimulating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I figured that out.
Representing provision and just being a guy, yo, I'm gonna buy you a bunch of shit. Yo, that's weak. Guys that use money to sustain their relationships and use money to get their way in, that shit is weak. It's weakness. It's weak because you don't believe in you enough. You trying to use money.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
100%.
You gotta be you.
That.
The money is an exclamation mark. The money makes you more of whatever you already are. But you gotta bring something to the table.
That was cold. He said the money makes you because you don't believe in you enough. That's so true, and that's all what I'm saying. You know, that sums up everything. He says some key points. So since LL put a bow tie on my thoughts and the conversation in general, and keywords, he said sexually stimulated, I'm just going to leave it alone for right now and talk about what we're seeing right here, which is my last day / video in Salvador, Bahia, and my overall thoughts of the city. And again, I would urge, if you have a vacation period that's long enough, to sneak in a few days to see Salvador, Bahia, or if you're returning to Brazil and you haven't visited Salvador, Bahia before, maybe put this city on your list just for you to see the difference in other cities you may have visited before in Brazil, because it's slightly a difference visiting here versus Rio. You know, if I had to say, you know, what is my favorite between the two, you know, it's still hands down going to be Rio. And again, I'm biased because Rio was the first place I ever visited, so I have more experiences and more friends in Rio. But Salvador Bahia is also a good city to visit. As you saw throughout the video, I was in the shopping mall and I went specifically to buy a ZMA supplement, but in the store there was a big promotion on these protein packets, so I decided to buy some of these since I am on vacation, and they were very cheap. Usually I do not buy milk protein, I usually buy plant proteins, but these are very convenient in packets. But my whole purpose was to buy what you're going to see right here, which is ZMA. ZMA is basically zinc and magnesium. Zinc is very good for men's health, and magnesium helps you sleep, and also you deplete a lot of magnesium. So I'm going to treat these packets as a dessert late at night that I can drink, or maybe after the gym. Like I mentioned, usually I do not buy whey products, milk products. I would rather have a plant protein, but since Brazil is not a fan of plant proteins, I had no choice, so I bought these. But first, what I'm going to do is eat a real whole food meal, which is beans, beets, fish, mashed potatoes, and vegetables before I go out for dinner.
No thanks.
And something you will see on this menu, which is ahaya, which is stingray, is something you will not find in Rio, or I never seen it in Rio. But if you have, you know, put it in the comments section. As you see, it's right under polvo. It's number 109 stingray, and it tastes very good. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. And that's it on the topic of what women want. You know, it's very universal. It applies to any country, especially towards men. You got to get your health and fitness in check. And once that happens, women will notice you. Also, that's it for my time here in Salvador, Bahia. So until then, peace out.